To make a circle, I'm going to use increases. And I'll start with my slip knot, and then chain 4, and then join with a slip stitch to form the ring. I'll be working with double crochets for the circle, and so I'm going to chain 3. That counts as my first double crochet. I'm going to do 11 double crochets with this chain 3. It equals 12, and that will be the first round. So I'm going to go into the middle of the ring, and I try to keep the tail tucked closely with the ring so I can crochet over the top. At the end, that makes it very easy to finish and tuck in the ends. It's just a little shortcut. So I'm going to do 11 double crochets into the middle of the ring. And that will be the actual equivalent of 12 stitches for the first round. So these double crochets into the ring will make our first round of the circle. Remember, the first chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. And so to close, after I've done 11 double crochets plus the chain 3, I'm going to join at the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch, and that will complete our first round. And you see that the increases going in the circle are creating a circle shape. For round 2, I am going to chain 3. Once again, this is our first double crochet, or it counts as the first double crochet. Now I'm going to crochet into the bottom of that, chain 3, stitch, and do another double crochet so that that would count as 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to do 2 double crochets in each double crochet below all the way around. And when I'm done, I will have 24 stitches. So the initial formula for the math for a circle is take the number of stitches in round 1, and then it will double the number of stitches in round 2. I will show you some of the different effects you can get in finished samples by using different colors or even using different stitches. But in essence, you will be increasing the number of stitches each round. The pattern will indicate how many. Now that I've gone all the way around and have crocheted 2 double crochets in each of the double crochets below, I have 24 stitches. And I'm going to close with a slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3, which counts as that first double crochet. Math formula for the circle in the third round is to add the number of stitches in the first round, which is 12, to the number of stitches in the second round, which is 24, and that's going to be 36. So to get 36 stitches, I will show you the count for round 3. So we're going to chain 3. And once again, then I'm going to double crochet back into the same stitch at the bottom of the chain 3. So that will be 2 stitches. Our count is 2 double crochets in that stitch. Next, I'm going to double crochet into the next double crochet. And then I will do 2 double crochets into the next double crochet and 1 double crochet in the next double crochet. And I'm going to do this all the way around, and that will achieve the 36 stitch count for our circle. Now, if you've ever come up to someone who's crocheting and they're counting their pattern and their rounds and their stitches, you interrupt them, you will find they might get a little bit cranky. And as we go around, we are counting 2 double crochets followed by 1 double crochet. And that's the pattern around to achieve our count of 36 stitches. So there's my last double crochet. going to join with a slip stitch during the third chain of the first chain 3 that counts as the first double crochet, joining with a slip stitch. And that completes the third round. And I'm going to do one more round to show you the math for the circle. So 1, 2, 3 chains is the first double crochet of the fourth round, and I'm going to crochet, as in the previous rounds, into the bottom of the same stitch as my chain 3. So that would be 2 double crochets. And then for this round, that will be followed by a double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then I'll do 2 double crochets in one stitch below, followed by 1 double crochet in the stitch below 2 times. 1, 2. And that will help us to achieve the equation we're looking for. So we started with 12, and then we double it for 24, and then for each additional row we're going to add 12. So this row is 36 stitches, and our fourth round is 36 plus 12, which is 48 stitches. I'm going to continue around in the pattern of 2 double crochets followed by a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So the increase is 2, followed by 1 twice. Some variations you might want to try for your circle, and you could use it as a coaster, is to use a different color of yarn in each round by joining with a slip stitch with a new color at each round. You might also want to try a yarn that has multiple colors right within the skein. I'm going to show you a couple of the variations that you can do at the end of the video by using different stitch variations and patterns. All of your circle patterns we'll use increases that are very evenly distributed to achieve your round shape. And to finish round 4, I'm going to join with my slip stitch at the beginning, double crochet, or at the top of the chain 3, and that will complete round 4. And this is 4 rounds of a circle. Here are 3 variations of a crochet circle using different yarn colors and different stitch patterns. And this is the circle that we just completed on the video. These 2 circles have 3 rounds, and I demonstrated 4 rounds. And you can see how you can make your circle larger with each additional round.